Welcome back. My name's Randy, and I'm still working on transforming my body. As you recall from previous videos, I'm doing the push pull legs routine, and today is push day, day one, where we're going to focus on the chest, the front delts, and the triceps. I've stated previously that when I do my bench pressing, my flat bench press, I use a neutral grip, and this is to preserve my shoulders. I find that I have quite a bit of shoulder irritation when I use a traditional straight bar. I do a couple warm-up sets with some lighter weights before getting into the heavy working sets. I've heard it said several times over the last umpteen years that when you go on a cutting phase, that you should do lighter weights and higher reps in your sets. But in the last couple years, I've learned that that is not really true. That you really should try to keep your workouts basically the same, whether you're in a bulking phase or whether you're in a cutting phase. And so I work out with the idea that I'm trying to still build muscle, or at least stimulate it enough that I don't lose any muscle. I want my muscle to remember the weights that they've come to know and love. In a couple videos ago, when I was doing some push-ups, you might remember that I was, instead of using these handles, I had my hands on some weight plates. But since then, I've ordered some handles off Amazon, and it works a little bit better, a little more secure. Something interesting that I found out after starting this process is that when I videotape myself working out, I can see when maybe I'm lifting the bar up unevenly. And that does happen from time to time. And so when I watch the videos, I look for those little signs and I try to make adjustments the next time around. When I do the shoulder press, I do it on an inclined bench, pretty steep incline. It does involve the upper chest a little bit more than straight up and down. So when I do the shoulder landmine press, it's a little more shoulder and a little less chest. Since I started incorporating these landmine presses into my routine, I have noticed improvements in the part of my shoulders. Um, so I'm really glad I have incorporated this exercise into the routine. Before doing some heavy overhead tricep extensions, I do recommend doing an exercise like a push down using either cables or bands. You really need to get the elbows and the triceps warmed up before you do some of those other exercises. The overhead extension, what I'm doing here, it really does put a lot of stress on the joints. So you want to warm those up first with some push downs, or use a lot of lighter weights for a few sets to warm them up. Something else I found is when you change your lineup, the weights that you've been used to might change. I was doing, when I just had an arm day, I was putting 35, 45 pounds on my belt. But now that the arms are at the end of the other stuff, I can't seem to do as much. Well, that's it for now. I hope you'll join me on the next one.